Deroy Crews here, Life Applications Officer. Yeah. I did this video before. Talking about what might be the most dangerous person on the face of the earth. So I should be screen recording this with my phone, but I'll do it this way. I just got done watching just right here. What is her name?
Wouldn't be in this country had it not been for y'all stealing it.
And I don't owe anyone an apology. You know, and like I said,
you don't owe black people an apology for slavery. And it's Black History Month. What are you doing? I actually want to check out something with you too, because there was an Asian kid by the name of Charlie Chion.
That's not the one. That's not the one. That's KFR.
Asshole.
You already
Or
LFR.
LFR.
Just play the video.
No, it's the one before. I gotta go to my history.
I gotta tell you a good one.
Shut up. I gotta go to my history. This one here.
Me walking in to my house after the first day of first grade, and it's like, hey mom, I think I have a crush on my friend, and my mom kind of laughed, and she's like, oh, what?
That's not even it.
And I was like, cool, got it, awesome.
That's not it either.
So first day of first grade. You were 6 years old in first grade, right? I'm right.
I think so. That sounds right.
Around. You were like 6 or 7 or 5 or 6 in first grade. What? I'll pose this question to you guys. You guys have a son. He's in 6th grade. He comes home. He's like, Dad, I have a crush on Jake at school.
I gotta get to this one. Here it is. I'll let you see this.
Get ready, folks. The reprobate mind has now reached the highest levels.
Sam Britton, a name that you guys probably remember for being the Biden administration official who has been arrested multiple times now for stealing women's luggage at airports all across the country, has now been outed as the former chapter leader of the D.C. branch of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. And I know that's a name that you know because that is the group at the center of this entire L.A. Dodger controversy. But just in case you don't, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence is a group of drag queens who make their bread and butter by making a mockery of the Christian faith. That is the type of crazy people that the LA Dodgers are bending over backwards to cater to, even after disinviting them from their so-called Pride Night, only to re-invite them again due to public pressures.
And that level will demand the reprobate mind everywhere else. And where that mind dominates, the end of Romans 1, where there is a depraved mind, then everything that's improper begins to happen.
Target stores moving their Pride merchandise. FoxNews.com says the following, quoting here, some southern Target stores were forced by the corporation to move LGBTQ Pride merchandise away from the front of their
Here's the name of the video.
Outraged to avoid
They mock God, then this happens.
Snowflakes, really?
People scared of a flag.
The people scared of a flag?
I think Target needs to rebrand themselves from Target to targeting kids. What they did was despicable, and I think that we should give them the Anheuser-Busch treatment.
That's sheer insanity.
I think that if it's unacceptable that they are pushing this stuff on kids, kids do not care about pride, they don't care about gender and sexuality, they care about playing with their friends. And the fact that they're doing this and revoking proves that they're not doing it because they care about doing
the guy's name is the Gospel of
wickedness, greed, evil, envy,
the Gospel of Christ.
Deceit, malice, gossip, slander.
I'm going to pause
God,
this.
insolent, arrogant, boastful, and
Okay, the guy's name is the Gospel of Christ. It's a black man, and I'm new to his channel. I just subscribed, I think, yesterday. They're on there talking about how America's Christians should be getting ready for intense persecution. I agree. However, what is so dangerous? Let me get to it. What is so dangerous about all this? Let's put all of it together. LGBTQ community is supported and backed by atheists. Many LGBTQ people are atheists. And the atheists that are supposedly heterosexual and non-trans are in 100% complete support of the LGBTQ community. Okay? It's not the LGBTQ community that bothers me. It's the LGBTQ movement that bothers me. Yeah. People wanting to be gay, that's between them and God. People wanting to be trans, that's between them and God. But to say that because now that the trans women are here, that women have to take a back seat, that women have to move over for the trans people, you can kiss my A. And I know millions and trillions of other Christians stand with me on that. Okay? To say that you can't separate trans women from real women, or trans people in general from real biologicals. Okay? To me, you need to spend more time kissing butt. Okay? And less time talking. Okay? You need to spend more time doing what you love to do most, on your knees, instead of running your mouth. Use your mouth to do what you like to do on your knees. Your favorite thing to do. Discretion advised. Hide your kids from the room, okay? I don't care if you spend more time on your knees than all the rest of America. I don't care if you spend more time bent over than the rest of America. My point is, it's okay, because nobody can really punish you except God. It doesn't matter what I think. I got to work with you every day. I have to see you every day. I have to, my grandkids have to see you every day. It's a totally different thing, though, when you get your private time with my grandkids to indulge your perverted ego and your perverted ideas onto my grandkids. You get time with them that I can't do nothing about? Is that what they're saying? That I don't have to sign off? Or are they saying I have to sign off on this? Or I don't, in order for this to go on? the pronouns. And, okay, so you're saying if I don't sign off on it, according to this video, you can watch this video in its entirety. It's called They Mock God, Then This Happens. And it's by the channel name is The Gospel of Christ. He's a big fan of that whole John MacArthur system, which I'm not a big fan of the whole John MacArthur system. I am in agreement with John MacArthur about a lot of things. I think John MacArthur spends too much time speaking about these things in his church, about the LGBTQ community and stuff like that in his church. He's not focusing on how to build. He's not focusing on building his site. See, and this goes out to the churches. We have to prepare our people for the last days, no doubt. And we are in the last days, no doubt. Like Vody Bachman said, we are near the end of the last days. Okay. But we have to continue to preach love, even though these fools don't understand what love is all about. These people out here who stole all the colors from the rainbow and put all the letters of the alphabet in their cult. Okay, the monkey cult and the alphabet cult joining forces. Okay, they don't understand our mission. And our mission is to preach love. And I'm not saying this for them. I'm saying that for us. We, regardless of what they think about us, we have to preach love. And I'm not talking about love for them. I'm talking about love for us. Love for each other. We got war going on in the church, and you know, John MacArthur wants to be a hero and keep talking about this crap. Like, we want to hear that crap every Sunday. Talking about it is as nasty as it looks. And I've explained to you many videos, well, few, how I really stand about the whole thing. Why I don't mind being called homophobic. Anything that you feel is wrong, okay, for whatever reason you feel it's wrong, because you're getting a little tickled down there somewhere and you feel it's wrong, or you're getting a little thirsty when you see it and you feel it's wrong, or whether you think it's the grossest thing in the world, it looks just nasty, it's wrong. Because you would never ever do anything with a man, it's wrong. Or you would never ever do anything with a woman of the same sex, is wrong. Or because you wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever reason it is wrong to them makes you homophobic. And if I felt like I wanted to do something with, you know, a gay or trans, same thing, it's the same thing, person, and I said, I can't do this, I will not do this, and I ran out of the room, you might call me homophobic. But I'm doing the will of God. And if I feel, see, this is what is not being taught to the kids that are coming up in public schools anymore. Now, they teach this in Christian school, but they don't teach this in public school. If I was to feel a little tinkle when so-and-so walked in the room, or when so-and-so in drag walked in the room. I felt a little tinkly, I felt a little thirsty, I felt a little bit of interest. And I said, I gotta go. I'm out of here. Okay? Thank God that I'm homophobic, because that would be a disaster in the eyes of, I'm sorry, the God that does not exist. Yes, it would be a disaster in his eyes. And it would be a disaster to me to have to stand before him and explain myself, why I let myself go like this. Okay? It doesn't matter what reason a person rejects anything other than marriage. A video I did earlier today, well, I didn't do it, I watched it. A video I watched here on YouTube earlier today, there was this prophet that they were exposing that said that the Bible does not condone fornication, that fornication is not sex outside of marriage. Fornication is something else, basically, is what he was saying. When I see the word fornication, that tells me that all sex outside of the bonds of marriage is sinful, is a sin. That's what that tells me. But this guy tried to say, oh, if you, okay, dude, what reason would a prophet like you, what reason would a Christian like you, bruh, what reason would you waste your time spending a certain amount of time with a girlfriend that's going to move in with y'all, and y'all having sex on you know, everyday basis, and then you have to get up and preach on Sundays and Wednesdays or 3 days a week or whatever, while you got his girlfriend at home who you haven't made a decision about her, but yet you're having sex with her on a regular basis. You gonna tell me that don't make you feel the sin? You can't feel that? You can't feel where that dishonors God? See, when you say junk like that, I'm going to look at you, bro, and I'm going to say, okay, let's go to you. You teaching people this nonsense. Let's go to you. What would a Christian like you, who calls himself a prophet, which I don't really believe there is a such thing in 2023, okay? You call yourself a prophet. Now you prophesying that fornication is something else. Has nothing to do with two people who love each other wanting to have sex with each other. Okay, let me ask you a question. When you found out that you truly, genuinely loved each other, did you even bother to talk about marriage? Did you even bother to talk about your future together? Or did you sign any papers? Did you make any commitments before you lay down with each other? Or did you just rip each other's clothes off and do it? And then get up there in that chair like this prophet did and say that, oh, and that's what you did, bruh. What you did was you had a one-night stand with somebody. This is what happened. You was sleeping around. You had a one-night stand. You said, oh, this was good. And you slept with others. And when you broke up with her, you slept with others. And somebody caught you and said, hey, man, you can't do this and call yourself a Christian. And so, as a prophet, when you set out on your own, you decided to really set out on your own, like really go out on the island and say, hey, it's okay to practice fornication. That's what you're saying. See, women don't know what a man is packing before they lay down with a man, before they choose to lay down with a man. Women don't know what a man's packing. The closest thing to a woman has about a man before she lays down with him is his hygiene. Okay? And the idea that he might work out and take care of his health, that he might eat right, you know, his skin tone, his hygiene, and his muscle mass and so forth. Things of that nature. But she don't know how large he is. She doesn't know whether he bends or curves or just hangs when he's having sex. She doesn't know anything about him sexually. Men know a little bit more because they get to see more. Because women love to show everything from, you know, the pubic hairs down and the nipples of the breasts up before they get picked to be some guy's girlfriend. Okay? So therefore a man gets to see more. But women, I give y'all a big kiss. Y'all don't know nothing about a man. Because the closest a masculine biological, what am I saying, masculine heterosexual male, the closest he might give you is to walk around with his shirt off. Or the closest he might give you is wear, you know, short shorts where it go all the way up past his knees. Most of us wear shorts to go down to knees. I don't even wear shorts, but most of us wear shorts to go down to our knees. And we wear a tank top like I got on right here, or we wear a t-shirt. Most of us don't walk around with our shirts off. I'd look like the ugliest trans person if I walked around with my shirt off. I look like nothing trans going on up here, but down here, okay, transition surgery ain't working. I don't walk around with my shirt off. I need to work out a little bit more before I take my walk around with my shirt off. He's sagging, okay? He's sagging. I can't do that. I sag more than the last. Let me shut up. This is the thing, though. All sin outside of all sex outside of marriage between a male and a female, biologically, says the Bible, all sex outside of holy matrimony between a man, a male, and a woman, a female, biologically and spiritually, is sin. There are married people that are living in fornication even though they're married. Why? Because like it says in the Bible, Ahab and Jezebel were married, but Jezebel was still called a fornicator. Why? Because she taught her people how to fornicate. And she taught her people, like today, she taught her people to practice sensuality and fornication. Like we do in America today, every billboard, every Coke commercial, every, clothing commercial. You open up a JCPenney's catalog, Macy's, whatever. You walk through Macy's, you know what I mean? You walk past a mannequin. That mannequin is so well put together, you might get a hard on. Okay? I mean, that mannequin looking good. Now they're making them not only in like just mannequins, but they're making them in all types. They're making the mannequins look like voluptuous black women, voluptuous white women. Okay, they're making them to look like, small-breasted with, you know what I'm saying? They're making them in all sizes and shapes. They're making them tall and short and a little bit chubby, a little bit meat. You know what I mean? They're making them in every body type. And most of the time, you have to look at the nude figure live in order to be able to make such beauty. The problem is, you ain't got no business looking at no nude figure live that ain't your wife or your husband, okay? And ain't nobody else in the room but the two of y'all. Nudity belongs to sex. Nudity is not derived from sex. There's only two reasons why a woman takes her clothes off, and that is to take a shower. 3 reasons. That is to take a shower, to have sex with her husband, and to look at her body for what she might feel are bruises that, blisters or something, maybe from scratching too much, or, something growing on her body, or maybe she's just overcoming an injury. She's healing from an injury, and so she wants to see her naked body, because, she wants to see how it's healing up or whatever. That's fine. And if you want to look in the mirror and rate yourself as to how well your workout is doing, but don't rate yourself just because you a woman and you want love. That's not a reason to look in the mirror and compare yourself to other people. Same thing for a man. That's not a reason to look in the mirror and compare yourself to other people. It's not a reason to do that. But there's only 3 reasons to take clothes off. Is to examine yourself, to take a shower, and to make love to thy married to you partner. No third parties involved. Just the two of you. Now, in closing, what in the world is going on? But I think the most dangerous thing is when you are a person that has no fear of God. Not a pinch. Now, some of you atheists say you have no fear of God. Well, when you are always looking for opportunity to harm someone because they believe different than you, yes, I would say you have no fear of God. When you honestly would do whatever it takes to punish those that don't agree with you or believe like you believe. It's funny how I didn't know this does this. Hold up. Oh, look at that. Depending on where I'm at, the camera follows me. I mean, the thing's not moving. Oh, it is following me. Wow. Okay. I don't know what kind of feature this is, but I think I just accidentally put it on here trying to get better lighting. I hope you like it. This is my little cheap little tablet. It's not really a computer. It's an Android tablet, and it's old-fashioned. It was real cheap. So, matter of fact, I don't even think I paid $50 for this thing. Whatever. The point is, what would it be like to honestly believe that there is no God number one. Now, luckily for us, a lot of atheists, believe that there is a state of morality out there that's just floating in midair that we bow to. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I felt like this when I was a kid. Like, there were some things that you just don't do. But as a child, when I started reading the Bible, I was like, oh, that's why we don't do it. Because God put it in us to have a conscience. But what about the atheist that gives his conscience over? See, your conscience is actually a spiritual organ. Now, science might say it's something in your brain. Man, kiss. Okay? Kiss something real fast. No. Your conscience is a spiritual organ that only God, oh hallelujah, only God put there. Or else everybody would have the same conscience. But God has picked you to have this gift of this conscience that says, oh, I'll do this, but this is as far as I go. This line right here, this is as far as I go. I can't afford to go further than that, because that wouldn't be... Who said that wouldn't be right? Who said it's wrong to... If I'm a fornicator, and I believe that, like, a lot of you alphabet people do, and a lot of you monkey call people do. If I'm a fornicator and I believe that everybody's gay in some way. Everybody's gay. They just don't realize it yet. I believe that all women want to practice raunchy sex. All women want to sleep with multiple partners. All women want to practice orgies. They just ain't got the guts to be honest about it. What is wrong with being a rapist? That has nothing to do with morality. That has to do with personal spaces. See, in the Bible, it has to do with morality. But if you're the kind of person that supports fornication, and you want to speak for me, and say that, oh, the reason why I'm talking about homosexuality is because I'm gay, and you want to speak for these women out here that are Christians and wearing skirts all the way down to their ankles, you want to sit there and say for them, you want to speak for the Muslim women and speak for them and say, oh, this is how they hide behind their Bible because they really want to practice orgies. They really want to get, they really want it hard. They like it rough. When you speak for other people, what is wrong with being a rapist? And then if I'm a rapist because she wanted it, so I was nice enough to give it to her. The way I'm in my sick mind, I'm thinking she wanted it. But then something happened in between there. She said some things that went against the alphabet, the new alphabet. She said some things in there that went against, you know, while I was doing my thing with her, she said some things in there that went against me being an ape and went against me being part of the monkey cult. Now, what is wrong with me murdering her and killing her and leaving her body there for an example for everybody to see? This video that I was watching earlier today talked about where many Americans in the Democratic Party are doing just that. They're covering up murder, but then they're letting some of it leak out. Because why? They are making the Christians scared. Christians are talking about, you know, they're talking about a big jump from exemptions being canceled all the way to, you know, a man is sitting on the panel talking about why LGBTQism is wrong. Meanwhile, they go to his house and murder his wife. Christians are afraid of stuff like this happening now. Some of the biggest name Christians in America now are having people protect their wives when they go out to preach. Because they don't know that me going to talk to these people might be a trap. And you know, you go in there and attack my wife, I'm going to shut up for a while. Not the whole time. I'm be more focused on getting the guys that did this to her than I'm going to be focused on preaching the gospel. These are very dangerous times we're living in. And it is very dangerous to waste time talking about all these people. And in our churches, we should be more concerned about helping our people have everything that they need so that they don't fall into that fallen state. It is a fallen state. It is a fallen state. And yes, in a fallen world where I actually would believe that there is no God, what I do with my penis is my prerogative at that moment. You know, whatever I want to do with my penis is my prerogative. And the only morals that we have is, oh, well, you just got done sleeping with an animal. Did you get checked first? Oh, you just got done sleeping with an ape. Our common ancestor. Did you get yourself checked? Did you go get it? Did you go get your shots and that and make sure you ain't got no crazy diseases? Okay, before you waltzed up over here. Oh, and then we can have political bias about something. Well, I don't know if I want to sleep with a guy that sleeps with women too. I don't know if I want to sleep with a woman that sleeps with other women too. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be gay with someone that is bisexual. That's all we got. We got no morals, because if you're not a Christian and you say, well, you shouldn't do this, because, excuse me, why not? Why not? Why not? Because of humanism. Because as humans, this would harm us or whatever. Okay, but as humans, See the double standard here? As humans, you feel that you can waltz up over here and tell me how I feel about my sexuality. You can tell me that when I look at you, I'm not seeing a man. I'm not seeing a woman. I'm not seeing a woman wearing man's clothes or a man wearing woman's clothes. So I got to get my pronouns right. You're trying to tell me I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. When you open up your mouth and talk, that's not a man's voice that I hear. That's not a woman's voice that I hear. But yet at the same time, you want to tell me about morality. And you want to say, don't do this, don't do that. Without God. There really is no reason without God. There may be a reason to rape this woman, but not these women over here. Slavery. The people that, I watched this video last night, the people that were supposedly guilty at the January 6th inclusion, they still trying to arrest Donald Trump. They got nothing on him. The people, this woman exposed this. She's going to get captured. She might get raped. She might get tortured. She might get put in, a gay lesbian prison. And let them finish her off. The stuff that came out of this woman's mouth. She said that the people of the January 6th, insurrection, that they're in prison waiting trial, but they have not been charged. She said, insurrection is not a charge. You can't charge somebody with insurrection. But these men and some women are in these prisons. Now, she said one thing that they did good was that they put them in solitary. But some of them, because they wouldn't confess certain things, they wouldn't plead guilty, they put them in prison, with the bad people, with the bad guys, with the ones that are going to do, and they're being tortured and beaten and things of that nature. But they really don't have any charge for them. They're just holding them there. And we're not allowed to do this, but we're doing this. And there's not an atheist or an LGBTQ person out of all people that would disagree. Why? Because you're a Democrat. And as a Democrat, you have a right to do whatever it takes to make sure that the people that have done you wrong just by being who they are and speaking up and having their freedom of speech, like you got your freedom of speech, they spoke up, and you feel that they should not only be punished by being canceled, like we got all over the world today, but by being physically punished, by being locked up. You don't really care about the insurrection, so to speak. You weren't there, like I wasn't there. But you feel that because these people are not Democrats, they don't support the alphabet soup. Neither do they support the monkey cult. Well, some of them are in the monkey cult, but they definitely don't. But, you know, some of them are 100% in disagreement of the whole thing. They don't believe in the monkey cult. And there are atheists that don't actually support the monkey cult. I watched a video by Matt Dillahunty where one of the reasons why he left, why he won't be doing the atheist experience for a while, because of an argument that he had, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, is because they misunderstood something that he said about transgenders. I watched a video where Matt Dillahunty said that there was a confusion between what he was saying about transgenderism. If you're an atheist, you cannot say anything in counseling transgenderism, or transgender people, I'm sorry. The only thing that you can do is go along with them, whatever they do. If they start eating poop and calling it a thing, you got to go along with it and say, well, I support that. If they start cutting children in small pieces, okay, to hide the ones that they molested, you have to go along with that and agree with the cover-up. You open up your mouth and try to be nice about it and try to take their side, but try to make them understand decency at the same time. They're going to cut you to pieces, my brother. But like they say, I don't care what you believe in or how you identify. My problem is not with people being gay or trans. My problem is with people thinking that them being gay or trans has to be my problem. I see you wearing a dress. I see you shave your legs. Me personally, I don't mind calling a man that's dressed up like a woman. I don't mind calling him a man. To me, that's like me calling a dude a faggot. That's just a nice way of calling a dude a faggot. Okay? We used to tease each other, you know, when we were kids. You know, if we put on the wrong clothing by accident, or if we, you know, got our hair, you know, let our hair get too long, or whatever, or let our nails get too long, or whatever, and people start teasing us about our nails, we would tease each other and call each other, you know, women, call each other mama, and call each other, you know, little sport and all that kind of stuff, you know. Give ourselves names like Shanae and stuff like that, okay? You know, copying off of Martin Lawrence, you know. But my problem is when you allow your sexual orientation to come over here and judge mine. When you put a man, just because he knows how to wear a dress, okay, to knock my daughter out of the sports arena. What's wrong with transgender people having their own bathrooms? Trans women have theirs and trans men have theirs. See, trans men don't have a problem of using the unisex bathroom. It's the trans women that are the biggest problem in America today. Trans men, it's the trans women that are the big problem in America today. The trans men are pretty quiet on the issues. But the trans women, and there's a reason for that, it's very biblical. There's a reason why trans men don't do nearly even close to as much damage to America as trans women. Because why? Trans women are actually biological men that have a position and a purpose that God has had planned for them, and they failed it. And they have a power because God has given it to them. They have a gift because God has given it to them. but they use it for the devil's perversion. And this is why they're able and so devious to go after women, not only men that don't agree, but they're going after our poor women like they're just a target every day. They love beating them up in the ring. They love beating them up on the field. They love, now they want to fight them over their own boyfriend. Did you ask, you guys that get here on YouTube and you talk about comparing yourself with biological women. Okay, you trans women that get on here on YouTube and you talk about comparing yourself with regular biological women. Okay, did you ask her to ask her boyfriend if he wants a little bit more hair in his tea? If he wants more grind in his tea? Did you ask her if her boyfriend likes what kind of sex her boyfriend likes? Before you said you could compete with her? Did you ask her if her boyfriend likes bending over, or if her boyfriend likes, vaginas, or does he likes the poop shoot? You got to clean the poop out of there, Did you ask these questions? Did you ask if her boyfriend wants to be with a woman as tall as he is? If he wants to be with a woman that can pick him up off his feet like he can pick her up? Did you ask? Does he want to be with a woman that smells like a man when he gets sweaty? When the perfume starts to cease? Did you ask her if her boyfriend wants to be with a woman that has to shave every day and do some things that men have to do? Did you ask? Your boyfriend? Did you ask her boyfriend? Or did you ask her to ask her boyfriend if he wants to, if he's bisexual and he's willing to marry his bisexual partner? Did you ask any of that before you said, well, we can compete with women and we should be treated like women and we blah, 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 blah? Really? Really? I am Deroy Crews. I am your life applications officer. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. I didn't know this was going to go this long, but I had to recap everything I watched today. America is falling, and it's become so unmerciful. And we are under Christian persecution because just the fact that I would have to get loud or raise my voice, it's somebody trying to teach my kids, or somebody, my grandkids rather, I'm pretty old for kids, or that I would have to raise my voice, okay, because someone would even object to me in the way I raise my kids. because they see no gayism coming from my kids, so I must be raising them wrong. So, how are women going to have babies if they're all gay? And how are men going to get women pregnant if they're all gay? And so, we done went from gay dudes, you know what I mean, in the house, in the alleyway, down the street, to the alphabet cult, okay, who are having guys whack off into a test tube or sleep with their, you know, lesbian partner, okay, and then go away and he doesn't get to be part of that child's life. There are no fathers, just made up, just guys playing roles as mom and dad and girls playing mom and dad. But there are no real mothers, there are no real fathers. It's all about, you know, we got to keep a few penises around because we need the sperm count. But other than that, we only need a few penises. We don't need a whole bunch of penises. You can cut that off if you want. And we'll also keep a couple penises around because some women like to do that thing with their lesbian lover every now and then where they invite a guy over. Matter of fact, a lot of women do. They get tired of dildoing themselves. And sometimes they want to invite, you know, a real throbber over that really throbs humanly. I am Deroy Crews. I am your life applications officer. Thank you for watching. I've had enough. God bless you.